Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Relay Station. As you can see, I can't be with you this week, but I will be with you next week. In the meantime, I hope everyone in the Evocati are enjoying 3.0, and I hope everyone caught the 2 SpaceX launches last week. And as always, I'll see you all in and around the verse.
Hello. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Here's the thing. Here's the... Okay. Silence! Tonight we root for the shackled fjords, shivering in their trapped stagnation. Their roots reach low, their fingers cold, narrow and deep as canyons. We race along the water's edge and skim below the surface, and hope that those that lie above never reach down to grab us. We reach the sea and break to lee, fleeing from the wind that fights us. It bites and gnaws and grabs and binds, but never can confine us. For we are the heirs and heiresses, the kings and queens of Abaddon. Abandon hope, ye who enter here, lest death your hope it hands in. Hello.
Hi.
So, how you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, the intro's done?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was the... Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
Yes.
I thought this was story time with Erris.
It was. That was the story.
That was it. That makes so much more sense.
Right on cue.
Yep. Right on cue, babies wake up.
She's a bit awake. I don't know.
You don't say, hold on, she's awake, you said?
The baby? Yeah, the baby's awake.
No.
Couldn't tell.
Never would have
No,
guessed.
that's Taylor also throwing a fit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so both of them are.
Yeah.
Is it a pretty swift fit?
Hopefully. Okay, I think we're good.
She's running around like a wrecking ball.
Welcome to the Relay Station.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
we're gonna-
thrashing all over the ground.
We're gonna talk a little bit of Star Citizen today. But first, Ruty, I think this is your first time on the show.
It is. Hi.
Hello. What?
Hi.
Now we're done with that. That's what we're done with.
It's nice to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah. How are you doing, Ruty? And what do you do?
I do nothing.
Oh, okay.
How do you do the thing that you do?
I bugged.
Why do you do it so well?
Too many questions.
Did you ever think when you signed on to the Relay Discord to start harassing people that you'd be on the Relay Station hanging out?
No. Nope.
So
On Twitch 2 times in 2 weeks.
yeah. So
Yeah.
where did you hear about Star Citizen, and what about it interests you?
Where I heard about it, I don't know. I kept up with it for a long time, and then I met some friends. Are you drinking out of a frozen cup?
Oh yeah, I am.
Hey, don't you judge if he wants to make a snowman.
No, see, all of the glass cups and stuff have been packed away because they're fragile and it takes longer, so they're all in boxes in the other room.
I use
So-
those excuses to it.
The only cups we have left are the children's cups, and also this is a larger cup. And don't judge me.
Do you want to make a snowman?
Okay, I have Legos.
Giant pink Legos. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it, Shiver. I guess we're just going to have to adult here.
We are fucked.
Yeah, I heard about it. I just kind of kept up with it, and then I met some guys in the MMO, and it kind of snowballed from there. Like
Really?
like
You met some
Ostank
guys
stuff.
on an MMO and it just snowballed from there?
Snowball from there, yeah.
What
Oh,
MMO?
okay. I'm not going to judge.
The iPad's right there.
Don't be such a jerk.
I'll be right.
It's okay.
What's wrong, Shiver?
Nothing. I'm not touching that.
So
It's all right.
You know what you
I would-
said.
I would hope that you wouldn't touch that. I mean, I wouldn't.
You know what
I'm
you
actually
said.
not sure
you know
who's
what
worse,
You meant.
you two or the baby.
Yes.
Well, it
So,
depends on how
you
you
wanted
mean.
to talk about that there Star Citizen now.
I was
Is
gonna,
it
yeah.
in space?
It is in space, I think.
Then why isn't it called Space Citizen?
Space. I love space.
Because you can't have a space. You end the space word with a C and start the next one with another. It doesn't flow properly. Space Citizen. It's too long of an S sound in the middle. It's too sibilant.
All right. Ask a crazy answer.
It would-
Ask a
it would
crazy
almost
question.
be
Get a
double
crazy answer.
alliteration,
Yeah.
Too. Actually, wait, no, that would be double alliteration, wouldn't it?
It just wouldn't sound good. That's all.
I didn't think this question would last this long when I asked it. I have to say.
So okay, I am sick. I actually wasn't
Of us?
going to be putting on bow ties or anything today, but then I was like, no, someone will see that I don't have a bow tie and be like, "Are you mad at CIG?" Oh, and I'm like, no. So I put it on anyway because apparently now I have to, which damn me for doing that. It's my fault entirely. But no, I have 1 week to finish packing. In exactly 7 days, I am moving. So I will not be running the relay station next week, but a conglomerate of other people will, like Shiver, Nakara, Nitro, and whomever else. I don't know who's hosting or what's going on or how many fires they're going to start, but fear not.
42.
There will still be some form of mindless entertainment next Saturday as well.
So don't sub for 2 weeks. You don't get the.
I love the way you think.
I mean, I could send in a video of me doing it that they could play if anyone subs.
You should have that anyways.
Which I should. Okay.
Damn it, I
So,
remember my login.
is it just me, or have these casts been starting off as more and more of a dumpster fire every week? It seems like the beginning gets
More.
Yeah, more.
I think the dumpster melted many shows ago.
Probably. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Star Citizen. Let's start with the biggest thing of new. Wait. What the? Anyway, the biggest piece of news this week. An email came out talking about Squadron 42. Squadron 42 is going to be the focus of the holiday live stream. They're not going to show it at all at CitizenCon. Initial reactions from our panel of esteemed guests. Ruty.
Not surprised?
No?
No. Aren't they kind of known for not doing what you expect?
Shiver?
I think secretly, at least, deep down, we all knew it was going to happen. And I think even the most fervent of supporters, deep down, they knew it wasn't going to happen. But it's nice to get the confirmation like 2 weeks before the event so people can chill out now and start speculating about what we will see. And you know, it's not that far away, only 2 months away and a few days. So it's not that bad. We can wait 2 months, I'm sure.
What do you think, Psylence?
Yeah, I think of that. I'm gonna just start raging and maybe do a couple table flips. I don't have one directly in front of me right now, or else I'd make sure to take it and flip it mightily. And I can go on the Discord and spam a channel with table flips. There we go.
Oh, great.
Because I'm pretty sure that we all saw this coming, and I mean, I kind of figured since we haven't heard anything about it that they were going to like. Okay, so I was 50-50 on the sense of if we heard a bit more about it, like leading up to it, like say a week or two ago, then I would expect that maybe they would drop something at CitizenCon. But the fact that we haven't, I think, means that they didn't hit the milestone that they wanted to, so they're not showing anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe they
That's
planned
kind
for
of-
this all along, though.
Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe they planned for this all along, though. I mean,
I don't think they did. Well, I mean, maybe.
Back at Gamescom, was it Aaron Roberts who said that they hoped that they could get Squadron 42 shown off at CitizenCon? So I think even back at Gamescom, they were hoping that they could.
Yeah,
But-
and I think they just didn't hit a certain milestone that they were going for, which makes perfect sense.
Especially with Squadron 42. I mean, they've been
yeah.
really, really open to showing us work in progress of Star Citizen itself. The alpha, the bugginess, the, things falling apart and crashing and breaking and fire everywhere. That might be one of the reasons we have not seen Squadron 42 at all, is they don't want to show us anything that isn't flawless, right? So
Exactly.
But I also hope that, they're giving themselves an extra 2 months or so. Do you think that's going to be enough for them to show off something from Squadron 42?
depends on what's holding them back.
Exactly.
If it's subsumption, which is what at least what it was last year, was subsumption that held it back.
Well, they've only just started introducing subsumption with the Evo builds now, haven't they? So it's still at a very primitive stage. But in 2 months, at the very least, I think it would be fair to expect nav points on AI.
Well, I'm always a firm believer too that game mechanics are not the same when it comes to an MMO and a single player game too. They work completely different. You're not relying on all four of us to see the same thing when you're in a single player game. So it's a lot easier to tell the game what to do and where people should be. So I wonder if that's not the holdback. Maybe they're further along when it comes to Squadron 42, but when it comes to putting it in Star Citizen, the netcode is just not allowing for them to do what they do. I wonder if it's something different.
It could be. We don't really know, right? And that's one of the problems with, we've known for a long time what was going on with 3.0, what was holding it back, why it wasn't coming out. Now they did say that, I think they mentioned that we'd also be getting the roadmap, or at least some form of roadmap, at this holiday live stream for Squadron 42. How much detail do you hope we get in that? Do you hope that it's as detailed as 3.0? Do you think it'll be that detailed, or do you think we'll get something a lot lighter and more airy, I want to say?
With any luck, they're going to say, the roadmap is, first thing we're going to get out is a production schedule that doesn't give away, it's got the problem with putting a production schedule out and trying to give it detail is they don't want to spoiler it. So they can't say, M. Bison boss fight complete on stage 5, so you're like, oh, well, that's happening there. But at the same time, they've got there's an expectation of a production schedule to come out.
Silence? Ruty? Anyone?
But I thought that he summed it up kind of nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he
did I. Okay. No
I
disagreements
mean,
there.
Yeah, like in all seriousness, like what else am I gonna add? Like, oh yeah, I really hope they do that thing that Shiver said.
Yes, that is exactly what you're supposed to add.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, then, I really hope they do that thing that Shiver said.
Yeah, no, so do I. That's...
You can say that again.
Well, I really hope they do that thing that
Does anyone else ever get that deja vu feeling?
Erris.exe stopped working.
Shiver said. And reboot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give that man a beer.
Okay, so the other question that, it's all guesses. No one's going to have, an actual answer for it. But what do you think this means for an actual release date for Squadron 42? Clearly not this year.
Yeah.
Next year? 2018? 2019? What?
I think it would be fair and reasonable to say holiday 2018 release.
Carry on. I will be right back.
Does it? Are they going to do the traditional where they give us a release date and then it's a quarter or two away? Because they haven't even given us a release date yet. So if they're going to give a release date next year, how much time do they give themselves? I'm wondering if it's not Q1 2019 to get through a whole round of Gamescom, CitizenCon, and the anniversary stream, and then the release.
Hopefully they've learned their lesson, and if they for some reason do say, right, this is the release date in concrete, then they know they can actually hit that unless there's pain of death sort of thing, you know, unless there's a massive major problem. If the next, you know, if they, yeah, because they've I think they recently took off the 2017 release date on the site now for Squadron.
Yeah, I believe so.
Psylence, what do you think? Do you think we'll get a release date? Do you think they'll even stick to a release date?
I am still sure that it will release.
Yeah, that's a pretty good assumption. Yeah, that's very
about
easy
the only
assumption.
thing. I think that's about the only thing that I would actually say specifically, just because I don't know. And this kind of goes back to, I sometimes wonder if, because of the emphasis now of, especially with the break between the MMO and the single player aspect, I wonder if they're actually trying to ensure a more simultaneous release between the two. Or at the very least, a very short lead up between the two. So like you have the initial launch, and then a month or two later you have the MMO portion launch. And the only reason I say that is because with that sort of break, I think that people are going to expect that when Star Citizen launches, that Star Citizen launches, not this half launches at this date and this half launches at this date. And yeah, I agree. Like any of us that have actually been around a while, or that actually are, you know, not going to go crazy over crap, understand that they're not the same thing, that the persistent universe is not the same thing as a single player. But that doesn't mean that the press isn't going to have a field day if they decide to delay it another year after.
What sort of interest do you each have in Squadron? Like, Ruty, were you a wing commander or any other Chris Roberts game person before this, or?
Nope.
So what are your thoughts on Squadron then? Are you looking forward to it or ambivalent?
I'm looking forward to it, and I kind of hope that they don't. I would like them to put some distance between the two, especially since they're going to do quite a few episodes too of the game. I'm kind of curious. There was a game that came out that was really different from a lot of other stuff called Quantum Break, and they really delved into the game being more of a movie also, and I believe that that's kind of what Chris is going for too, because he's talked about there being a lot of video aspect to the game aside from the gameplay aspect. So I'm hoping they do put some distance, because this community is really good at talking about stuff too, and kind of theory crafting, and the lore being so in depth that I feel like it will give them a lot more time to work on the MMO, but also to have a lot more ideas thrown at them too, where maybe they can tweak something for the actual release of the MMO also. Who knows?
Psylence.
I actually originally started off kind of with the Wing Commander games. Like I did play those way back in the day. I quite enjoyed them. But
Good games.
As far as my like Squadron 42 versus like the Persistent Universe and that sort of bit, I'm excited for both, essentially. I think that they both have their own sort of appeal. And I do hope that there is some sort of break between the two. between like when Squadron 42 releases and when the Persistent Universe releases, because, well, I mean, for one, they're talking about it's supposed to be your character kind of going from in service to out of service, and so I want that sort of feeling, that sort of break in there, to
How would
accentuate
you
that.
both feel if it, they released Squadron 42 episode 1 and then just plucking a number out of there, say they go the next year and manage to release episode 2? That's not going to happen, right? That's not confirmed. And then the year after that, Star Citizen, the MMO side releases. So you've basically got 3 years from Squadron 42 release to Star Citizen actual release.
Well, I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind one way or the other, and the reason is because I'm a patient person, I guess. Like, as much as I joke about the idea of flipping tables and crap like that, like, I just kind of roll with it. Like, if it takes a while, it takes a while, because, oh no, not the game taking a while that's actually going to be good. Like, what a terrible thing. I would much rather that they
Can
rush
I
it out
just
like
pause
EA
you
and tank it. So
and say to Bin the Rover, yeah, there is no career choice in Squadron 42. That's the whole point of Squadron 42, is you're an officer in the military, in the Navy. You will be doing primarily combat. There's no profession choice.
The choice is, do you finish as a citizen or as a not citizen? I can't remember what the word for not citizen is.
Yeah. Which I think that there was.
Mascot will tell
supposed to be
you.
like-
He's an expert.
And it was supposed to be like whether it's not just a choice, it's like also how you actually play through it and how, like, your choices in the single player game that actually determine whether or not you are. And then, as I recall, they were even talking about civilian. So civilian versus the citizen. So as I recall, they were talking about the idea of it being, like, when the next episodes release. And those episodes would essentially you re-upping to explain why you're going back in versus, oh, you never left the military. You're just, because they actually want it to be your character. At least that's how they originally pitched it. I don't know if that's changed, but
I don't think that's changed.
Once again, he has the look of a parent of just, I'm so sick of your shit.
This gives me so much joy. That noise fills me with happiness.
Why?
Because he hasn't got one of his own.
Oh, man.
I have a 5-year-old.
There's a difference, but never mind. Just carry on.
The way I've kind of thought of this is, if you take the name of the first expansion, not expansion, but like the second game in the series, it's Behind Enemy Lines, right?
right.
I see they can go 2 ways. One is they release that before Star Citizen, the MMO, comes out. And, because Squadron 42 is supposed to be set, 5 years or so before Star Citizen. So one is it's set 5 years before, and then the expansion is set 3 years before, and then Star Citizen happens, and then continue on. Or something significant happens in Star Citizen itself. So Squadron 42 comes out, a year or two later, Star Citizen comes out. The next year, when they launch Behind Enemy Lines, they also launch like a giant Vandal incursion in Star Citizen, and like the single player game is the story that you play through set in the universe, and then you come like.
Have they not said, though, that within the game, within Squadron 42, any accomplishments you get in that game actually carry over into the MMO too?
They have.
So, I mean, that being said, we know we're at least going to get one before the MMO.
Yeah, we will at least get Squadron 42 before the MMO. After that, we don't know how they're going to do it, right? It's going to depend. And I just hope that they don't release, like, the episode 1 well after Squadron 40 or Star Citizen comes out, so it's like you've played Star Citizen, you're super powerful in Star Citizen, and have all the ships, and then you go back to play Left Behind Enemy Lines, and it's like a flashback or something. I don't know. I don't like that. But
Yeah, I don't think many. Well, I mean, it works well for a story, but flashbacks are always a little.
yeah,
I mean, it removes a lot of the
on the
tension.
plus side, though, if it is a flashback, at least you know you've got an infinite amount of lives.
That's true. Oh, so true.
we'll see how they do it. I really hope we find out a bit more about all this stuff during the holiday live stream. I'm not sure if they'll give us a full vertical slice to watch them play through, but I hope there's more information about where it's going to fit in, not just the development schedule, but the story schedule, like the story of the history of Star Citizen, essentially. Yeah, we'll see what they give us, but sorry, the bank was calling me about mortgage stuff.
No, it's perfectly fine, especially since you're just about to move. Yeah, so okay, you are packing, and clearly it is the elephant in the room, or brown elephant.
No, it's in a box.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so how is that all going?
It's going pretty well. We've got 1 week left. We move on the 21st. Most things are packed. I've got to pack the computers last, and then I really hope that they set up my internet on the 22nd like they say they're going to, because I don't want to be in the new house with no internet, because I'll kill someone. Get the house on Wednesday, and then chaos and fire, and I have no idea, and I might just be dead.
Just kind of pointing out there, you probably don't want to tell them like on the live stream that you're going to kill someone, because then I think it makes it like what, first degree murder, premeditated. Oh my God! There's another small human.
That is a very small human.
Did it? Hold on. Did the other one just shrink, or is this a different one?
No, this is a different one.
That's what happens when
this
you
is the
put them
baby.
through the wash.
I was
This
kind
is the
of.
baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you? Did you
cold
use
water.
like one of those those washers that like you have to hand wash it, or is it like one of the spinning ones, or
Cold water.
cold? I thought it was hot water that makes it shrink.
Or maybe. I don't do laundry.
Now, as I understand it, these small humans, you can't feed them or give them water after midnight, right?
They are gremlins, yes.
Yeah.
So like when you do, what happens?
They shit everywhere.
Of all
On the other
answers I
kids.
was expecting, it was not that one. I will give you credit.
He
for
doesn't know this one.
So that's actually a question. CitizenCon's in 2 weeks, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That. Is it really?
Yeah, isn't it? It's like the
Well, just under 2 weeks. But
It's-
I'm not maths.
yeah, it's just under 2 weeks, but man, that's gonna be that'll be good. I might have to take that day off and stream. There will likely be a separate relay stream, as there always is, so that everyone can come and actually talk. And
Won't you
actually-
all be doing something for VerseCon?
Some of us will be at VerseCon. I believe Jake is at VerseCon. I think Papa Dolback's at VerseCon. Fastcart's at VerseCon, I think. But the rest of us are stuck up here because Texas is a long bloody way away.
Yeah, I was tempted to make the drive. I don't know if I am, because unfortunately I don't think my car's gonna be able to make that sucker.
Oh, damn. Yeah, my car can't really make that or the other one, Frankfurt. It's a bit out of the range for.
I really thought about driving to the Frankfurt one too.
Yeah.
According to Google Maps, at least, assuming that it's still the same as before, it told me to get into a kayak and paddle across the ocean. I'm not
Pretty
sure.
bloody
how well
big
that works.
kayak if you need your car in it.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, actually, that was a great little side note there. Have you ever seen that one? Like back in the day with Google Maps, like you used to be able to tell it, like, how do I get to Antarctica? And it would be like, well, first, and it would tell you to drive all the way down to the bottom of South America, and then it would be like, now hop in a kayak. or take a boat. You can ask
Like,
it for directions to
Isn't
Mordor
there
from
like
the
a
Shire.
Northwest Passage to take or something? Like, go the other way?
Alaska, you get to Russia.
Yeah. Just go past. Go,
And then just drive from Russia across.
Drive all the way across Russia.
It's Russia. Like,
Do it
how
in
big
Lada.
could it really be? It's probably like, the size of Texas. So, I mean,
On American maps, it probably is. I think Shiver, are you okay?
I'm disappointed in all of you.
Why? Wait. So what did we cover? We haven't really talked about anything yet, have we?
no.
Haven't
we
even
really haven't.
touched
We've
the new
talked about
cockpit
theories,
animations.
but not really.
Let's talk cockpits.
Oh, thank God.
Way to put the emphasis there, Erris.
It's just how I speak. Don't judge me. Okay. So when the ATV first came out, I heard from a bunch of people saying that this wasn't a good thing for them to do. This was going to delay Squadron 42 more. Why are they revamping things? Start focusing on getting something out. I'm wondering if one of you can help me explain in a nice and calm way that.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, you're out, Shiver. That these animation additions that they're doing aren't going to delay Squadron 42.
Well, for one, these are actually important to Squadron 42. So,
For 2, isn't the main ship only one ship? We won't be flying all the others. I think we're only in the F7A, as maybe some others, but
no, they said
it's
the
limited.
Gladius.
We're mainly in the Gladius,
Yeah.
and then
Not
there's
the-
a
okay,
few
well.
others.
They started with that one, so
But this is part of it too. The way that they said they're doing it, as far as I understand correctly, you have pretty much the same setup for multiple ships, and in fact, it seems to be predominantly most of your military ships.
Yeah.
Guess which ones were flying in Squadron? Are all kind of using the same setups, and they're setting up the animations to be identical across the board for this particular joystick setup. So
Now I believe those
one
are all
does
the
a bunch.
those are all the HOTAS setup with the throttle on your left and the joystick.
Right between the legs. You got to
Yes.
grab that stick with just one hand and.
I
squeeze like
believe
crazy.
that's the HOTAS CL layout that they're talking about when they talk about the animation.
Yeah, it's the one that looks like the Warthog, as I recall.
Didn't they? Oh God, you got to go back quite a while now. But I think Sandy posted pics on her Facebook of when they went into the motion capture warehouse, and they've got a very happy Chris Roberts in the cockpit thing, and he's like, you just see the smile on that man's face.
I don't know what to say about the animations really, other than that it sounds like lots of them are already done. Like based on the language that they were using during the video, it sounded like they were saying like, we completed this, we did this. It was all past tense, right? To me anyway.
I've just remembered something kind of big. At CitizenCon, they're actually going to scan some people's faces in.
Ooh.
It's nice that they do that for the first time at the CitizenCon I can't make it to.
Right.
No, you'd have to shave your beard off.
I'd do it.
are they making people pay?
I hope not. It was one of their stretch goal well, not a stretch goal promise, but it was a promise that they made really early on to do.
I thought
They should at
that
least
was part of the stretch goal.
they should at least make the let the concierge people go first. Then
Yes.
show your black card, you get in the line first.
I thought that was part of the stretch goal.
It
Was,
might have been part of it. I know that building their own mocap studio, like getting
Yeah.
all the equipment for their own mocap studio, was the stretch goal. And I don't
Right.
remember.
I thought
if-
that was lumped in that.
It might have been. It might have been this will let us do things like.
Touche.
Oh, Staticus did say, yeah, you can't have a beard.
Yeah, it's fine. I can shave my beard. It can
You
happen.
can't go.
And I.
But
would
then,
do it.
what charity event is Relay going to do?
Why would it be a charity event?
To shave
Because
your
everybody
beard.
does charity events to shave anything. Shave your balls, shave your beard.
I don't.
I like the way you're thinking. We'll shave Shiver's head.
The
That would
latter,
take-
though, would be Jake.
And Video 101. Yeah. It doesn't really seem fair that there's never an event in Canada. And it's not even that there's never an event in Canada. There's never an event even close to Canada. California, like LA, Austin, those are very southward in the States. And Canada,
At least it's on the same continent.
so there's plenty on your continent. Go
Name them.
bollock a sheep.
I don't even know what to say to that one.
I don't know either. I'm sick. I shouldn't be doing this show right now. I'm sorry. Oh.
You're right, Shiver.
Canadians are mad
On the
about
same
most
continent.
things, though.
But
I'm sorry.
they're nowhere near
Just got your
close.
bacon.
I mean, Texas to California isn't exactly a jaunt.
Neither is Canada to either of those.
Neither is Canada to anywhere because you're in the middle of nowhere. Jeez.
We're like a few hours from New York. And New York is like, America's like, ooh, we are the best everything. Just go to New
Oh
York.
my god, I hate New York.
So do I, but
Well, I shouldn't say that. There are some nice parts to New York. I just don't like big cities.
Did you see that planetary rotation thing
Actually,
that
yeah,
Sandy
that's-
put in her Twitter? That
was
was
a good
lovely.
one.
That
Oh
was, I thought.
yeah.
now, will that give us anything extra? Because they've got the planetary rotation tech in and working. I don't know. I honestly don't.
Sir, I know, sir. Sir,
Go,
please,
Shiver,
sir.
talk.
Sir.
Can I have some more?
Seasons. They could potentially, for if they could be bothered, give us seasons. And I know I freaking love that in games. That so few games. I mean, weather, yeah, like we'll make it rain so it looks like someone's pissing in your face or something like that, or we'll make it sunny or whatever. It's been done to death now. But seasons, I want some fucking seasons in my games, man. I want to go to a planet and one day it's really wintry, and then the next time I go there it's all summer and weird. That'd be cool.
You don't want them to just force winter on everything in December?
Well, no, I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
not
look at other
a
MMOs.
winter fascist. If they want to put winter in a different month, I'm cool with that, as long as it's a nice gradual process, rather than like say Skyrim, where you can literally walk the line between rain and sunlight. That annoys me. And yeah.
Triggered.
Yeah, Shiver, do you think that them developing procedural seasons for planets might delay the game further?
It could actually, potentially, depending on how they're going to do it. Because CryEngine, the weather system let's not go there. But it doesn't do if it doesn't necessarily have to. Because, I mean, like, say you're on Squadron in a planet, they be between these hours and it's this season, so they can cheat that way because it's a single player game. So it shouldn't really have a major impact on development time, but it potentially could, because they've got to write a whole system from scratch, probably.
Yeah. I mean, they've done it for so many other systems at this point, to be honest. Like, but I personally hope that they maybe do that down the road, but I don't think it's necessary.
I mean,
right off the
they're
bat.
gonna have to have biomes.
Yeah. Biomes will do for now. Procedural seasons down the road later.
But fishing is a priority.
I mean, yeah, they'd have to do a system, but I don't think it would necessarily be as difficult, especially because, as someone was mentioning, graph it to the weather system. Like, All you're kind of doing is changing out some of the effects, if you will.
Yeah, but CryEngine's weather system.
Oh, okay. I don't know CryEngine's
We could
weather
have it
system.
rain, or we could have it really sunny, but you can't do both.
Well, yeah, but they've already rewrote the weather system, is I guess what I'm getting at.
Nah. I'm not. Yeah, I'd be it. I would be very interested to talk to whoever. Yeah, I can't. Never mind. Carry on. I can't talk about that.
Okay, so we're not quite at questions yet, and we also don't have many. So throw us some questions, because we like questions. Let's talk about the burn down. They've got 23 must-fix issues before they move on to the next area that they're going to focus on. So these are 23 must-fix issues for the what they're focusing on right now, which is shopping and such and related things. Do you think these 23 will take as long as it took them to go through the other ones, the 70-odd?
Silence.
No idea. Oh my god.
It's unknown because it's a completely new system. So it would be like saying, how long is this piece of string that you can't see?
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, whenever it comes to bugs and hammering it, I mean, you might as well just like throw a dart at a dartboard and say you're good. Like that's how long it's going to take, because it has about the same level of validity.
In theory, it's not as complicated as 64-bit floating point unit, so it shouldn't take fucking too long. But then you can just come into this bug that you just can't track down. Like there was that one a while back. They had a bug where the player character would just stand up spontaneously in his ship for no flipping reason, and they couldn't for the life of them figure out what was going on. And that turned out it only happened if you had an ADSL connection. Who the fuck would have put that together?
Right. Yeah, and then there was like the one that there was the one with the buggies that would float around and whatnot, and that one took like a month or two to lock down, and then they fixed it, and then it came back because of something else that's doing it. And then you remember the lag issue that took them something like 6 months to nail down? That again turned out to be like an ADSL thing or something.
Just hit 161 million, so well done, Star Citizen.
Woo! Nice. But yeah, I mean, you remember that one, like way back in the day, back when they were just doing, it was only Arena Commander. And I think it was actually before they even called it Arena Commander. And they were trying to figure out why there was the random lag, because I think it was only the single player, the single player swarm. And they were trying to figure out with the multiplayer why there was like these random like lag issues and why things weren't syncing right. And it turned out that it was like an ADSL issue or something.
No one likes ADSL.
Right.
I could attest to that with my ADSL connection.
Yeah, so we're not really going to know how long it takes them to fix these, but I'm kind of glad that they are going back into this. We have this many bugs for this particular issue that we're trying to fix. We weren't entirely sure last week when they announced 3.0 and hit 0 bugs what we were going to get this week. So I'm glad that they're still continuing the burn down as it was, because I feel it's kind of helpful for everyone to know what they're working on and how kind of have an idea of how much is left. But I'm really not talking well today.
It's all right. I think that we're all a little no.
It's a weird day.
It is.
It's just,
especially for something so good.
Yeah. It's a weird day today, but it's also question time. So if you have any questions, throw them in our question thing that you can find by hitting !! And ask us some questions. And let's get to the first question. The first question was actually asked yesterday by Captain PNS.
He has the best name.
So The weekly email mentioned the release of a Squadron 42 roadmap. Do you expect this to be a schedule or something more vague like the 3.1 to 4.0 roadmap?
I'm sorry, run that by me again. I will be
Someone
honest.
does not want it to be a vague roadmap.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I really think that was definitely a not wanting to be a vague roadmap, but I'm not sure exactly what the question was. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah. So the weekly email mentioned the release of a Squadron 42 roadmap. Do you expect this to be a schedule or something more vague like the 3.1 to 4.0 roadmap?
Shiver, why don't you field this one first?
I thought I answered this one earlier anyway.
Shut up.
All right. Maybe they could do something fairly ambiguous because they can't do a production schedule as in depth, or they could as 3.0, but then it would contain massive spoilers, and they don't really want to spoil us. Maybe it could be something as vague as missions 1 to 12, feature complete, playable start to end, or something like that. X many blockers stopping it from going forward. But then, how's that? Did I do well?
You did well.
Yeah,
You did well.
what Shiver said.
Thank you very much.
Psylence, Ruty, any thoughts on that? The roadmap?
Yeah, what Shiver said.
Say that again.
It's a tricky situation, and that's why that's not my job.
Yeah. True. I hope that they don't give us the same kind of roadmap that they gave us 3.1 to 4.0, because it was really vague and it was out of date almost immediately. I mean, they missed their 3.0 date a year ago, right? And then that entire roadmap was, quite frankly,
Well, you know what they say. You wait for years for it to come around, and then 3.0 comes all at once. Only people in Britain will get that.
Yeah.
Damn buses.
Well, you know what they say.
no, I don't. What did they say, Silence?
I don't know. I thought you knew.
Oh, no. I had no idea.
I didn't get Shiver's joke, so I figured someone had to say something.
I think they can do a pretty vague schedule of, like, subsumption pathfinding. We're working on it. We hope to have it done here. The question is, like, with 3.0, they did give us an estimated release date, right? Like we hope to have it out here. And they missed it a few times, but they kept updating it. Do you think we're going to get we hope Squadron 40, like, this is our hopeful release date for Squadron 42?
No one wants to say it. But if they say a release date, as I said earlier, it needs to be something they know they can hit, and it's as concrete as can be, unless there is some act of God or something that comes down and wipes their hard drives, a la Sword of the Stars 2. I'm
So,
still sour.
I think that. No,
Go ahead.
by
Go
all
ahead,
means.
Silence.
Go. You sure?
Yeah.
I will defer to
it's,
you.
It's all
I mean-
yours. Go.
No. I mean, please.
I forget what I was going to say, so it's all you now.
Well, fine. If you're going to be that Canadian,
I am.
all I was going to say really was that I think that's exactly it when it comes to like Chris Roberts at what was it, Gamescom, I think it was, and he's like, nuh-uh,
Yeah.
not going to say a date, no way, no how, you're not getting one out of me. And I think it's because they've been burned by dates too much, because people will immediately take it as gospel,
Keep
like,
going.
it's been handed down by Roberts. And thus Roberts said that on the 20th of December, this will happen. I mean, and that's just not the case. Exactly. I mean, unfortunately, Shiver doesn't have his buttons all set up, or else he could actually play me the literal church one, which I love that thing. It was great. It was for the Space Pope, as I recall.
Yes.
Now, here's my other question. Star Citizen and CIG have had such a problem with dates. That I mean, even Chris cannot give dates anymore because they always fail at their dates. But to release a game, you kind of need a date at some point, right? At some point, you
Yeah.
need. When the hell do they say that? Because at this point, they've been saying, "Oh well."
When they've got the gold disc and it's on the way to the factory that's about to be
Seriously.
copied a bajillion
But-
times.
But are they even gonna make
Do
discs?
games companies still do that with their gold disc now?
Are they gonna make discs? Is there going to be a physical
Yes.
release in stores? Do you think so?
Yes. Well, no, not stores, but they did. Well, I assume there's going to be a disc because
I don't think so. I think that
there's
a few
boxed
years ago.
editions.
Yeah, but a few years ago,
I'm going to be fucking disappointed if I get my box edition, I open up
USB?
and there's no fucking disc in there. What? Oh,
They said in the
yes.
box editions it's the game on a USB, I believe.
yeah. I'm not. Did they specifically say
I
it was
believe-
going to have the storage capacity for the game? Because I think
No.
that estimate's gone up a little bit since
No,
they
I
made
think
that
it'll probably
great
just
promise.
I think it'll probably just be the exe for the installer to download it.
Oh, that's cheap.
You're cheap.
I bought Dawn of War 2 and boxed edition because it was cheaper, and literally all it had on the disc was a Steam installer.
Yeah.
Right? I love that.
Like, why did you bother with a fucking disc for this?
Because then, I don't know.
I don't know. I have a disk drive on my computer, but I can actually see myself not putting one in on my next build. When is the last time you actually put a CD?
My case doesn't even have a spot for one.
Exactly.
I actually sometimes still watch movies. So, I mean, I'm not going to put like a CD drive in there ever again, but DVD or Blu-ray? Because, I mean, sometimes I pop a movie on and I
That's
pop
what
that
Netflix
sucker in
is
there.
for.
Or,
What's like 27 gig you can store on a Blu-ray? That's a lot of
Yeah,
space
that
you
too.
can free up. 27 gig.
27 gigs of porn. I mean, save games.
What? Okay,
Well,
so
it's like, hey, I don't want to download Mass Effect 2 every single time I want to play it and open up Origin and all that palaver. so I just
that's actually a
backed
good
that
one.
up onto Blu-ray. 'Cause it's
Oh,
like
yeah, actually-
30 gig.
Oh yeah, I saved like all the stuff that especially because there was that weird bit where it wasn't even just Origin. Well, this was before Origin, when they had all the stuff that you like, all the updates and the stuff that you got with like the collector's edition or blah 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 blah, and you had to download it on their site, like in this special area that was kind of a pain in the ass to get to. So yeah, like I totally copied that sucker onto a CD and then tossed it in with the disc and then promptly forgot about it because of Mass Effect 3. So what were we talking about? Star Citizen though?
I think so. Ploop the Magnificent asks, do you guys think there are or do you guys think they are or should fold Squadron 42 into Star Citizen like other MMOs in that you play your campaign in the MMO kind of a single player multiplayer campaign? No.
Are you drying your hair like a woman?
No, I am
Oh.
shaking my head so hard that it is whooping about me like mad. And if you check it out now, I am properly feathered or fluffed or whatever the fuck it's called.
Permed?
Just let your soul
You have a
glow.
lovely
no.
plumage.
The curl is natural. I don't
Ah.
need to perm this shit.
Okay. No, I think that's
They always ask me that.
a terrible idea, largely because there will be
Curl
things
fluffer.
that happen.
I fucking love you guys.
There'll be things
Sorry.
that happen in the campaign that affect Star Citizen, like because the campaign happens beforehand, and if you're playing Star Citizen and then going back to play Squadron 42 and they're all together, it just won't work.
But I think there will be room for story campaigns, like little miniature story campaigns within Star Citizen for
Oh,
you and your
yes.
friends to enjoy.
Yes.
But yeah, it should be kept completely separate from Squadron because people have paid for a single player game.
Lots of people don't
Yeah.
want Star Citizen. Lots of people just want Squadron 42. They want their single player game. Because, I mean, there are many people that think MMOs are cancer.
Yep. I mean, I don't know if they necessarily think it's that bad, but yeah, I mean that's very true. I mean, I actually know someone that they would probably play the single player, but they really would never want to touch it like the MMO with like a 30-foot pole, and predominantly that's because of other games that have been around that have caused very toxic environments.
It's because of other people.
Yeah, because of other people, and like I mean, I wouldn't want to necessarily point out the games on the. I mean, especially because you never know on like when Star Citizen might launch. You wouldn't want to point out like on the eve of when Star Citizen might launch, because there are just other MMOs out there that just they can be a bit toxic in the MMO world, and you just don't want to announce it like on the eve of their release. And
yeah,
I'm saying Eve in case you didn't get it. Eve.
I got it. I got
Eve.
it.
It's
Eve.
funnier if you explain the joke.
I'm a goon.
That's the law.
Did someone tell you that?
Yeah, actually, Nitro Typepad did.
Oh, that explains it.
The
I'm
creator of the Typepad.
I'm a goon in Eve. I don't. Literally, I'm in goon swarm.
That's fine.
Just
No,
get
actually,
a-
like they're not. I actually have heard.
I hear
things both
Goonswarm are
sides.
starting to fight back now in Delve. They're getting their territory back because they got that. Yeah, people
Never lost
got
it.
annoyed at them in there. I thought
There we go.
two alliances got together and started to fight back in
No,
Delve.
The big thing that just happened was one of the guys betrayed CO2. It's one of the other big betrayals other than BOB.
Ooh, really?
Biggest thievery in Eve in the whole game.
So
Someone needs to play that dramatic. What is that?
Dun,
The
dun,
dramatic
dun.
thing. Dun dun dun. With the.
Eve does great game lore, and I'm hoping Star Citizen can have it too. Like I'm hoping for as far as player lore, I'm hoping that that's the only thing that translates from Eve. That's the one thing that CCP does, is let the players control that game, and great stories come out of that game. And so I'm hoping Star Citizen allows that too. I mean, really, that's the only thing good about Eve. Everything else sucks.
No, I hope that they allow that too. I want to see the garbage woman and some space whales. So,
The space whale. I can't wait to actually go to that tourist attraction.
Think it'll be at Terra?
I thought that's where it was. No. I mean, you guys do remember that, right? Like they have an asteroid that's the space whale. I mean, I'm serious. Like they talked about it way back when. It's the asteroid that looks like the space whale. They're talking about it being a tourist trap in Star Citizen. I thought it was near Terra.
I do not
Or
remember
maybe it was
this.
Spider.
News!
So, Illuminati asks, Consolidated Outland Olympus, a mobile expandable space station. Will you buy it? I don't know.
Does he mean buy it like through a cash shop or in game?
In game.
I think
Nemo.
that's
It
something
was
that-
Nemo. Sorry.
It depends on what sort of things you're going to be able to do with it.
I'm not fucking crazy. Oh,
Yes, you are.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
Is it going to be basically a less mobile endeavor, or is it going to be like a proper where?
I forgot. Erris, can you link this, please?
Oh, you get timed out. That's the greatest thing.
Silence has fallen.
Yep, so true. So no, but seriously, like there is actually the space whale. It's in the it's one of the unlocks. It was Nemo. The highlight of the Nemo system is the so-called space whale, a natural forming asteroid located in safe orbit around Nemo 3.
I did not remember that. Well done. So Zoldus asks, which of you, who, oh God,
Who the fuck's going to CitizenCon, and are you going to get your ugly mush scanned and put in game?
that's the one.
So true.
None of us.
Nope.
So they better bring it to next year's CitizenCon. Evo asks, do you think CitizenCon should be moved to a Saturday next year? A lot of people work on Fridays. I personally can watch, but my friends will all be at their jobs. That's what vacation days are for.
Oh, so true.
Jesus Christ, that's what YouTube's for. Don't encourage people to have sickies.
Sickies?
playing a truant from one's work.
No, vacation day. Take a vacation day. Like, do you guys not have vacation days?
We have holidays, yeah.
Okay, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
No, okay. So this year they moved it from, it should have been Tuesday, to a Friday, which seems weird. I feel like they should have moved it to a Saturday because they were moving it. I feel like moving it was weird. They've done it on, like, they've moved it in previous years. Didn't they move it last year a bit to make sure it was on the weekend, not on, like, a Monday? I don't know. I think it being on a Saturday would generally be better. But what do I know?
Clearly nothing. I mean, you're just
It's true.
hanging out with Relay. You don't know anything.
Nothing at
I might as
all.
well call you Jon Snow.
I don't get it. Is that a joke?
No.
Okay. Haramis asks, do you still expect some Squadron 42 infos even if the focus has changed? At CitizenCon, no. I expect they may at CitizenCon say, and look forward to the holiday live stream happening on this day and this time when you'll see Squadron 42, and then a graphic will show up being Squadron 42. And we'll all be like,
I like your thanks. Bye. I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom. I'm sorry. I've drank too much tea.
go. What do you guys think? Shiver, Ruty? Do you
I think you should drink less tea.
Do you think we'll see anything of Squadron at CitizenCon?
No.
No, eh? Okay. Haramis also asks, some ideas what else CIG can set focus on in this 3.0 demo. So right now the focus is on like trading and mercantile stuff. I expect there will be a lot of focus on you know, traversal of ground planets and having many ships in the same area and landings and cargo and I don't know. I think
Turret control.
turret control, yeah. But now I don't remember because I watched it last night and can't remember exactly. But didn't they also say that wasn't Chris at one point in the burn down segment saying that they want to also be able to get other things in, like when stuff is finished, they want to be able to put it in. So we don't know what we might actually end up seeing in 3.0 because when stuff is finished with the Delta Patcher, when it's ready to be put in, they can just put it in. So we might actually see more than we expect eventually. But
The other thing is with Delta Patcher, post Delta Patcher release, if there's a ship that's just come out the pipeline and is ready to be put in, they don't need to wait for any major revisions. They can just be like, right, here you go, there's a ship.
yep,
Yeah, I wonder if they do that.
I think they will.
Well, because I mean that limits their patches too. Like you no longer have big releases, unless you start to shift things around and push releases back because you start to just designate certain things as, you know, little patches.
I mean, I think
There's
they'll-
still a room for mechanics to be put in major patches.
mining, right? Mining is like a 0.1 patch, and you know, jump points are probably a numbered patch. Like there are a lot of things that would still be numbered patches, but I think that they also want to, I mean, especially the last year, but even before when they were doing, you know, 2.0 to 2.7, we'd have long periods of like, there's nothing, right? There's nothing at all. We've got like 2 months without a patch because
And we
Wait.
thought that was a long time.
we did. But so I think they might just be like, oh, hey, this mission giver is complete. He's completely ready and he's been tested and QA'd and he's good to go in the game. And they'll be like, okay, well, let's, you know, this is a 3.0.1. Let's put him in because that's something that adds value to the game and it only takes a few.
And then they can just add missions to that without it being a revision number.
Yeah.
Because that should be a lot simpler as well. But this is in theory something they could do if they so choose, not something that we're saying they will definitely do.
This is theorizing. Most of the stuff you see on this show is in fact a bunch of people who know nothing about anything theorizing about things that they know nothing about.
That is totally true.
Thank you.
That's what happens when you put a bunch of dudes together to talk about something.
Oh my god, I don't know. What happens?
Oh, so that's what happens.
Oh, that's what happens. That makes so much more sense.
Shiver, do you want to take that next one?
Which one is it?
The next one?
And another one.
Do you think CitizenCon should be... oh, no, that was it. Oh, that one. You
Or
want me
shall
to
we
say
skip that
no?
one? We'll skip that
Let's
one.
skip that one. Let's skip that one.
Bill Wildered. Anti-Bill Wildered? Anti-Bill Wildered.
Bewildered.
Bill Wildered?
Bewildered.
Anti-Bill
Wilderbeest?
Wildered asks, will we have a buggy public PTU 3.0 or a buggy live release 3.0 over the holidays? Discuss. Let's go around in a circle because we haven't actually done that yet. Psylence.
Repeat that question.
Will we have a buggy public PTU 3.0 or a buggy live release 3.0 over the holidays? Discuss.
The bugliest.
That
So
I'm
buggy.
sorry. You said something like bugliest?
Buggy.
Buggy? Buggy. Oh, bug. Oh, you're asking. Oh, wait, which holiday?
Shiver.
It's a bloody good question, actually.
is.
I'm still 50-50 to a buggy live release for Christmas or a buggy PTU release for Christmas. I'm very much 50-50, I'm afraid.
I think that we're more likely to have
No,
a
Shiver.
buggy.
No, Silence. You don't get to talk anymore. Silence. Ruty, go ahead.
A buggy PTU for sure. I mean, it may not be the crashing out. You may not be crashing out of a something, but I think they're going to need to get more people in to test. So that's why I say that the PTU will go live almost as quick as it can. Release though, I think they're going to try everything they can not to have any bugs. But it is Star Citizen, so probably you'll probably fall through a planet.
Good. We're skipping Silence. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Silence.
I think
No, you
that
took
based
too
on
long.
their-
Never mind.
I think based on their track record that they'll probably have a buggy. Well, if we have a buggy release over the holiday, then I think it will be it'll be PTU versus a live release. I don't think they'll do a buggy live release as much because they're usually. I find that they've been better about them being really buggy since they've started doing a lot more of the PTU followed by the live. So I think that it'll be a buggy PTU, not live.
I would like a buggy PTU within the next month. I would accept that. I would like a non-buggy PTU or a non-buggy live before the holidays, but I do not want anything released buggy before the holidays. And if it comes to December 23rd or December 12th and they're like, we still haven't put the PTU out, but we can put it out right now. I want them to be mature adults about it and say, no, let's give our people vacation and holidays and send everyone home. And when we come
They
back,
try to. They walk back in the office when they're not looking.
Force
They
them.
can't stop working.
I just don't want them to release something that needs like imminent patches to be playable the week before the holidays. That's all.
They've done that before.
I know, and I don't want them to do it again because it's sucks. Ailborn asks, how much community angst do you foresee with the news that they aren't addressing Squadron 42 during CitizenCon? Honestly, none, because they've said that they are going to address Squadron 42 this year, and they've told us 2 weeks in advance of CitizenCon, and they sent it out to everyone. It wasn't for Gamescom, I was happy that they did announce a few days before the presentation that they weren't going to be focusing on Squadron 42 at all in the presentation, but they did it on a Twitch stream, right? It only made it out to the community through weird people like Relay transcribing shit. I'm glad that they told everyone, and I really hope that everyone in the community is, intelligent and mature enough that they will accept that that it's going to take a bit of time, and we'll see it in the holiday live stream instead.
This is another thing where they've said something and people freak out, and then it comes and they do something else and they're like, okay, whatever. I mean, literally, like.
Shiver, Psylence, nothing.
I completely agree with you.
Okay, so Haramis asks, Carrick in production, too early? No.
No, it's not too
Never
early.
Too early for the Carrick.
Oh, it's never too early.
I mean, they showed off the Idris. I mean,
yeah,
they've got to get these ships done eventually. People forget how big this company is. Everybody's not working on the MMO or just Squadron 42. There's a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and they've got to have work. So.
Carrick is going to be needed for when exploration happens, and we're going to have a focus on exploration at CitizenCon. So probably 4 to 6 months after CitizenCon, they're hoping to have exploration be meaningful in game. That's kind of the trend that goes. They show us something, and then 4 to 6 months later, we kind of see it, and it takes 4 to 6 months for Carrick to go through production. So I don't see that it's too soon. It sounds like it's perfect timing to me, and the people that work on ships do not do gameplay programming. They work on ships and only ships. So when they're done the ships that they're working on, like the Reclaimer, they will move on to the next ship that they have to work on, like the Carrick.
When it comes to making ships, it's graphically speaking, they look at what's already been made in the company line, they look at that for there, and then they basically recycle as much as they can, so they don't have to make a completely new texture to make the Carrick. And if they do, then that texture will then be reworked into other ships, which will make making ships from that same company a hell of a lot easier in the future. So yeah, it helps. It helps a lot.
So I've got the best ideas, says, have you ever thought of writing down the names of everyone on the podcast on Post-it notes and then sticking them around your desk area and the location of those people who are on the cast so you can look over at their names and look like you're looking at them in the quad view on the screen? No.
Well, so the reason that I
Band of the Brady Bunch, eh?
Well, actually, I did do that. Didn't I do that once or twice with with one of them? I know I did it a couple times, but lately I'm usually running Skype over on this monitor that I have over there, and then I have Twitch pulled up over here.
He also
As well as
doesn't
a couple
know this, but at least for me, my left in Skype is not my left on Twitch. It's
That too.
inverted.
Yeah.
That too.
So I may look to my left to look at Shiver, or my right to look at Shiver, and it's not going to be that way. It will look.
It's because of Skype. Skype sucks. Maybe when Skype has burned a very fiery, painful death, we can do that. But Discord has to start working first, and we tested it again before this show. Discord video still has a hitch on the left and rightmost screens anytime you are talking with more than one other person. So,
Oh, is that what it is? Because I was curious what was going on with. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've had that happen too.
yeah.
Go figure.
Discord video does it still, and until they fix that, we can't really do a cast because I'll have like a line right through me, and one half will be moving, and the other half will be stuck like this for the entire show, and it's like and it looks really.
Does anyone else want to see that now? Because I really want to see that exact
Exactly
thing
what I was
happen
thinking.
right now.
Screw you all. Spaceship Training Wheels asks, so many vaguely described panels for CitizenCon. What's your wildest guess for something surprising? You know those sneak peek images of the fauna that they've been showing?
Like the
thing.
desert stuff, the desert
thing.
stuff. Yeah.
The
fauna.
the
Yeah.
fauna,
Oh yeah.
the-
Oh yeah,
thing. Those
Like a
that are
big giant.
alive and attack you at CitizenCon. That's my wildest guess.
So you know how Sandy has been showing off the planet rotation?
Yep.
I'm thinking fully animated stripper poles in Grimhex.
So you're saying they debut the female model then too?
No.
Male strippers.
Male
Got
strippers.
it. Chippendales at Grimhex.
Rudy, what is your wildest prediction?
They're able to fly the Reclaimer.
Someone came in here with an actual prediction. Nice.
I'd be
Silence?
laughing so hard if they fucking show off stripper poles now.
Yeah, that would be great.
They probably won't call them stripper poles. I'm guessing they're going to call them structural integrity poles.
Why
Personally.
would they call them? No, man.
And the people
like,
dancing
pole
on them
dancing
are
is a
actually
sport
just
now.
inspectors.
That's
they
true.
are
That
testing
is-
the
it is a-
structural integrity of the
Exactly.
poles.
See,
They probably
Have
wouldn't
you
call them
ever
stripper.
Have you ever seen a pole dancer work in zero gravity? Because it's special.
have
Have
you?
you?
It almost got real interesting.
Okay. Thank you for that question, Spaceship Training Wheels.
I would just be curious to find out when he saw someone in zero G, because yeah, that's not a very common thing. Because bit of space trivia for you. Astronauts are not actually in a zero G environment.
Correct.
Correct.
They're in free fall.
That's
So-
why when you see something moving, it's not actually moving. Everything around the object is moving.
Would it be appropriate for Sig to install radio and just play Free Fallin' on that specific thing constantly?
No, it actually is kind of cool. Like weird little science trivia. Like basically, the space shuttle is traveling fast enough that it's constantly falling but never hitting the Earth. Ta-da! Orbits.
Yep.
So it's constantly in free fall. So I'd be curious when Shiver exactly saw something in zero G personally, but
Well, the plane was coming back home and there was this sudden drop.
And
Nice.
one of the waitresses was on a stripper pole, apparently.
male
I think
stripper
you'll find
or
that they
female
prefer
stripper?
being called host.
Hostess.
That's what happens
Nice.
when you're on a Trump plane.
Okay. So, Furious in Finland asks, did you motherfuckers just skip my question? We did actually skip a question. Yeah. Spaceship Training Wheels also asks, would you like to see a planet-side battle royale mode in Star Marine? Do you think it is likely? I would like to see it, and I do think it is likely. Yes.
You know, some of these, it's really one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
It's going to happen naturally, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, unfortunately, is the end of the questions. So if you've got a few
Oh,
more
God.
questions, throw some out, because we still got 15 minutes to kill somehow.
with fire.
I don't have any on me. It's all packed.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I mean, how else do you kill time?
Get older.
I don't get it.
So, I see some people in chat talking about battle royales and whether or not we need a battle royale mode in Star Citizen. I actually think that would be fun.
Does it have to be a specific mode? That's what it does mean.
No, I don't think it does have to be. I think it could be completely player orchestrated with, like, Test sets up a giant spherical death cyclone of auroras that slowly gets tighter and tighter, and they shoot anyone that's outside of the circle, and everyone has to, keep getting closer. I think Tess could pull this off.
We're gonna need tanks, like proper tanks.
Yes. Yeah.
And mech suits. I want a fucking mech suit.
What is something that is not in the game that you want in the game?
Battle mechs. 100-ton battle mechs.
Have they said that they're not going to do that?
I love how you're so single focused on mechs right now. I'm very happy about that.
Rudy's just like, why did I sign up for this?
Okay, so
I'm so
far as-
sick of that shit now.
I could have
Fucking
the
mechs.
thing
Like-
the minions are asleep. I could be sleeping, but I'm here.
No, like you all. Sherman sat.
Sherman Chat.
Sherman
say.
sat in Spectrum for like 3 hours one day trying to squash the mech thing.
Yes.
He was just like, no, this is not a thing happening.
I am so sorry. I did not know that was. I was taking the piss and just thinking of Sean Tracy. I did not know that Matt Sherman had already preempted that.
The problem is they've got this damn spacesuit that people are like, it's gonna make me a mech, and it's like, no, it's not.
It's yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're still a person in a
the big
suit.
one.
Yeah.
Not the Titan armor. No, what was it? What did they call it? Was it
I think
Titan?
it is like-
It was Titan armor.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. But it's still armor and it's giant, but it's not a.
It's
anyway.
more like it's more like an exosuit from Aliens.
I'm really
yeah.
excited to start seeing more of the suits. I mean, we saw a few that they were working on months ago for like the emergency response crews on the Bengal, like the people that have to go out and put out fires and stuff, and specific spacesuits for them. And they've been talking for a long time about how, like, there are lots of different specific types of spacesuits. There will be, ones that help you with radiation or cold or the various different environments that you start finding yourselves in. And I'm excited for that. Like, Titan armor is cool and all, but I want, like, really, really light radiation armor. Radiation suit that just protects you while you're out doing science, and if you get shot, there's a giant hole in it and you die immediately.
It's a little dramatic.
Don't you mean
just,
anticlimactic?
just checking to see if anyone's listening.
Never. Shit, Erris is talking. Are we supposed to be listening?
No. Nighthawk's Dale
thanks for calling,
asks,
Erris.
when do I get my Gundam?
I
Wrong.
love him.
Gundam style.
Oh. Nighthawk's Dale is awesome, but never.
They brought in a new that's in the second one, full size motherfucking Gundam to a cafe in Japan.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Japan likes
Why
their
would
giant
why would
robots.
why would he lie about that? It's Japan. They do crazy shit like that.
Really
The funny
wanted
thing
to
is,
see
there
it.
was an 8-year-old inside. That was the thing directing it. Yeah.
Turd Cutter asks, will the Idris be in the PU in 2018?
Could I just ask, Turd Cutter, is that a reference to Poo Slice from Syndicate?
What?
I have
You're
no
all
idea.
too young. It was a cheat. When you played Syndicate, if you entered your name as Poo Slice, you could enable cheat mode.
Huh? I didn't know that one.
I remember.
What a thing.
Oh, because you're a piece of shit for cheating.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's sort of like a Jedi Knight. I think it was the second one. You type D's nuts, if I remember right, was one of the cheats. You got to get a load of D's nuts.
Now you have been going in chat. Shitslinger?
Oh boy.
Sorry. Spaceship Training Wheels asks, jump point definitely happening at CitizenCon? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know if we'll get jump points at CitizenCon or if they'll wait. I kind of think they might show it off, but I also think that they might not. It's very 50. Everything's 50-50 right now. This is the worst time of the year because they're like, hey, we're just going to be quiet about everything and then surprise you at CitizenCon. And I really hope they do this year because...
What would you be fucking annoyed at if they showed off at 3.0?
3.0.
If they show it off?
3.0, yeah, it showed. If they oh,
You
That was
answered
awesome.
your question
I've caught
for yourself.
Errisisms.
We know what you'd
I've
be
caught
pissed off
Errisism.
about.
Yeah.
I would
That
be
was
really,
great.
really
3.0.
annoyed if they showed their plans for the next 3 years of CitizenCons and the locations, and they were all in places that they've already fucking gone. That would annoy me.
CitizenCon 2018, Tibet.
That'd be great.
You know what? Fine, I'd go. That'd
I would
at
love
least
to.
be an interesting city to go to.
So true. Or that other one. I'm trying to remember. There's like that one that's like the
Yeah,
happiest
yeah.
country on the happiest country in the world.
CitizenCon
Disneyland,
2018.
No, that's just Disney
The
World.
Vatican.
But
No, what was that, Shiv?
Exactly what Ruty said. It's Disney World, isn't it?
Oh no. It's this one small country and it's in Asia. It's near Tibet, I think. I forget the name of it. It looks like a really fun place. Like they didn't even it's very low tech.
Everyone, Jake is in chat.
Bangladesh?
Say hi to Jake. Hi, Jake. Jake,
Hi,
Shiver let me know on the
Jake.
podcast. Haramis asks, game-changing ship still part of CitizenCon? As far as we know, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
hope
think
so.
it was part of CitizenCon.
I thought they said it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
that'll be the
3
new
weeks ago?
thing.
That'll
Yeah.
be the new consolidated Outland ship, likely. Will it not? I don't know.
Bhutan.
Shiver's saying mute here.
if I remember right, it
I-
was Bhutan.
I do not believe that the game-changing ship is this CitizenCon.
Really? I thought it was. Thought they said it was. We'll find out in 2 weeks. And before we find out in 2 weeks, we'll have a week where I'm away, moving to a new house, so you won't see me. And who knows? Maybe Jake will be on next week. We don't know. I'll bug him later. But
You'll what him later?
I'll bug him. Bug.
Oh,
God, you don't listen, do you?
Yeah, guys, it says here 1530 to 2030, 5 presentations at the end of it. Prioritize colonization and more with special address by Innovator of the Year, Psylence Corner, and an inspiring look at the spacecraft being hailed as the game changer.
Oh, thank God, you scared me for a
Oh,
second. I thought
okay.
you said silence. I was worried.
No,
I was like, I'm supposed to be there? Sweet Jesus, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I
Oh,
don't even
Jake
work
will be
for
in
that
Texas
company.
next week, so maybe no Jake on the podcast either. We'll see. There will be Shiver, Nakara, Nitro, and one other person yet to be announced. Tune in next week. Before we do
Oh
that,
God, I hope it's not me.
I'm not going to say any names because I don't know if names want to be said, but if it happens to be your birthday today, happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to that unknown person.
Happy birthday.
And with that, I'm done. I'm going to go have a nap.
does that mean? Wait, does that mean that we can't say happy birthday to Brybase?
Why?
Yes, it does mean that.
Oh right, well
Wait.
we won't be doing that then.
No, we
'cause it's
won't.
his birthday
So
today.
we're not supposed to say happy birthday to Brybase?
No, we weren't. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then I definitely won't say anything
I was just going
about
to say
that.
happy birthday to everyone in general because I don't want to single one person out. One person.
Like Frost.
Are you having some problems there? You should have heard it earlier. His Canadian came out for a second. He was
It
great.
did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Thank you for watching.
I was
Thank you
really
for
hoping
listening.
for it, don't you know?
Things will be better next week because I won't be here, and it'll be back to this shit the week after. Thanks so much for listening and hanging out and watching, and we'll see y'all in the verse.
Quite. See you in the verse.